So the New York Times is reporting that LinkedIn receives 11,000 job applications per minute.
I got laid off from my job about 2 hours ago. I really did love my job and I worked from home and I loved everything about it, so I worked hard all the time. I'm not here to ask for money. I'm just here to ask if you know anywhere that is hiring. I live in California.
This is how I know it's bad, because they're now laying people off at my place of work. And the place I work, the services we provide are like necessary for society to function, and they're laying people off here. And especially the fact that they were going to, like, earlier in the year, they were talking about like selling, and there was big moves happening within the company, and they had
Alright, so this guy's like, why is it so hard to land anything as a new grad these days? Just a regular job in tech. This guy graduated from California State University with a bachelor's in information systems, emphasis in cybersecurity, 2 other minors in business and music. So just degree and college-wise is pretty decked out, okay? Got like all the networking done too, really cool stuff on the resume. Says, in my opinion, I still think these things are flex and make you stand out from the crowd, and even this guy can't get a job. Nowadays people are like, what's the point of having a bachelor's degree, spending 4 years and 6 figures? College is expensive right now, and it's only going to get more expensive. The interest rates are high. And a lot of people are saying that college degrees are just kind of useless. Check out some of these videos.
One thing that really sucks about being unemployed is I feel like people are just waiting for my next move. Like every time I'm catching up with a friend or family member that I don't see like every day, it's always, so how's the job search going? Have you thought about trying another path? It's just always about my career. I feel like I'm finally getting out of this hump where I feel like my life is on pause, but everyone else seems to think that my life will be on pause until I find my next job.
I'm going to say it because no one else will. I've seen online how everyone's saying that the job market in 2026 is going to be the most difficult. No one can get a job. And I was just saying how a lot of people who are especially my age, like I just graduated in May. Before my senior season of soccer, I was training all summer long, like on top of an internship, like on top of everything. Every single day in the summer, I had this insane Google Excel sheet, and it would just have like I would LinkedIn message people at least like 10 a day saying like, can I speak with you? Because I originally wanted to work in sports, and then I came to find out there's absolutely no money in sports unless you're the player, obviously. So I'm bored of that, but I learned because I literally would have this Excel sheet, and it would have literally hundreds of people I talked to. I would say 100 to be realistic. It would have the person's name, if they answered my LinkedIn message, because then I would send another one if they didn't answer. And honestly, all these people end up answering. And then it would just have everything organized. If I talked to the person, what they said, I scrolled through. The job I'm at right now, none of those people were even at that company. But it took that many people and that much to learn from. Also, all the time, like, if you're applying to a job, you're not going to get it. You need to talk to someone within the company in order to go. That's just how it is. And everyone's like, oh, you have to know someone. It's not like, for example, for me, my parents are both in the medical field, and obviously I work in business. So that wasn't going to help me. And I didn't know anyone per se, because all their friends are also like in the medical world and the medical field. So I would just LinkedIn message all these people, and that's how you're going to build your network. But I think people right now are just too freaking lazy. Like, go on LinkedIn, message these people, have it organized in an Excel sheet. And then and if this way, like in a year or two, if you're like, oh, I do want to work in sports again, you can go back, find that person you talked to, be like, oh, I talked to you at this time. Like, all these people, like, I still keep in touch with, like, it's good to have just in case, but that's how much it's going to take. And then that's also the only way you're going to get it. If you think you're going online to apply for a job and you're just going to get it by a literal application, I mean, if you have, like, congrats, but you're probably in the 1%. Also, with AI right now, everyone's resumes are spectacular. Like, if your resume is not good, that's probably on you. We literally have AI. Can do the whole thing for you. So I think overall, I know that everyone's saying, like, oh, you need to know someone, this person knew that, their dad knew this person. No. Go on LinkedIn, message people who work there. These people are getting paid. If you get a job, they're getting paid to refer you. And then talk to them, see if they even like it, if you're going to like it. and go from there. But I think that right now people are just too lazy. They're going to apply online, like talk to someone. They're going to help you, like guide you. Like it's so rare. I've had so many people who are so nice, so friendly, and they're always just like, listen, only thing I ask is that you do the same. Like when you move up in life, like that you'll talk to someone who wants to talk. Also, you need to stop going on LinkedIn to just see what those people at your school are posting. Like I graduated from Richmond, went to Penn State, so I had a lot of people on there. Every time you would log on, especially from Richmond, these people are having jobs at the top companies, Goldman Sachs, Morgan. I mean, those are just like easy ones you're seeing every day. And then everyone gets stressed out and you're saying like, do not worry about what these people are doing because you don't know how they got it, what they're doing. Who cares? No one cares. Go on there to just network with other people. And like, you can go on a website, find people, like everyone's online, especially because we have AI right now. But there's my 2 cents.
So if you were laid off, how long have you been out of work? Because I was laid off in January of 2024. It's now February of 2026, and I still have not been able to get a job, even at minimum wage. So comment below what your journey has been like.
I was at work today and someone handed in their CV and we had a little look at it, and this person graduated University of Auckland with civil engineering, is currently doing their master's, had 4 internships and is applying for a retail job. So I don't think it's like people don't want to work. It's that there are literally no jobs for them. This person, overqualified, like genuinely so intelligent, has done so many things, is settling for a retail job. Like that's fucked, right? This person who can work as an engineer simply can't because there's not enough jobs. That's actually insane. And he's going for a retail job. And likelihood is we're not even going to accept him either. Like, that's just fucked up. What the hell? I feel so bad for him, but oh well.
You know, being unemployed as a person in their 20s, it's like with no responsibilities. Let me put that out there. When I say responsibilities, I'm talking kids, rent, you know what I'm saying? You might have a little car, no little phone bill. Cool. That first week, it's like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I feel alive again. You catching up on all your shows, you know what I'm saying? You calling people, but they like, oh, I got work. So, you know, you ain't really getting that much social time. That's another thing. You're not getting no social time because every time you try to talk, people got work, bro. That second week, you start applying for jobs. You know, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to feel like a bum. I'm a little depressed. Feel me? Still got a little money, though. The whole time you applying for jobs, I don't want none of you niggas to call me back. I'm doing this strictly for the mental thought of at least I try. I really don't want y'all to hire me. Then that phone bill come up. Okay. Start going a little harder now on that third week. Start going a little harder. The niggas hire you. They telling you, yeah, we want you to come in for training tomorrow. What? Like, damn, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I done been through the drought. I was low-key happy I got a job, you know what I'm saying? I can pay my phone bill now, but it's just like, okay. I gotta start tomorrow, though? Like, I need like a week to process this shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's an experience for sure, and it's definitely something you just don't want to go back to. Yeah, you just don't.
Maybe I'm stuck up for this, I don't know. But I own a finance firm, and today I was conducting interviews for a financial analyst position that I have open at my firm. I had 10 interviews scheduled, so it has been a long day. It's been back to back to back. But only 5 of them were on time, and I was extremely surprised by that, and I basically kicked out the other 5 that weren't on time. 2 of them kicked themselves out because they didn't even show up, and then the other 3 were over 5 minutes late. And I personally, I don't know if that makes me a boomer or what, but I personally can't do that. I think that that's crazy. I think if you want a position somewhere, especially where they're going to pay you, it's nice and I think easy to work at my firm. You should be on time, right? Or am I crazy for thinking that? I don't know.
I'm absolutely terrified that I'm about to get laid off from my job that I've worked at for 5 years at Amazon. My name is Jamie, and why am I sharing this? It's so cringy. My husband and I are starting a bathroom remodel, and I'm sharing the progress and content about it along the way. And I really enjoy making content. I have 3 kids that I would also love to continue to stay home with and try and figure out a different way on how to make income. Stick around, like and subscribe, and watch my bathroom remodel along the way, and fingers crossed that I don't get laid off.
Guess what we're doing on our New Year's Eve?
And New Year's Day.
And New Year's Day. Packing up a store. because we're getting let go. Nice. Anyways, Happy New Year's.
I got fired from my job where I was at for almost 3.5 years. I took a Friday and a Monday off, and I went in on Tuesday, and my boss called me into his office, and the head of HR was in there, and I already knew. No matter what kind of company you work for, there's always things that are just not what they seem, and things that fall through the cracks, and all the things. So I know that it's a blessing in disguise. And I know that part of the reason that this happened is because I'm pursuing digital and affiliate marketing. And the reason that that's happening is because I was trading 40 hours of my life, 55 to 60, including my commute to and from work. The mental stress that was turning into physical stress of being gone from like my home, my safe place for 55 to 60 hours a week, and what I was bringing home to not even make ends meet. And that was just like I was so looked down upon because I was speaking up for myself for not making enough money for the job that I was doing. And then more and more work was constantly being piled on my plate. Oh, we're down an admin, so you and the other admin are going to split all those responsibilities. And here's your little bit of pay increase for the year, but it's not even going to cover your gas to get back and forth. I'm not doing that anymore. And to me, that is like such peace. I can't even explain it. I mean, I have aches and pains in my body from going to that stressful environment and working my ass off for them. And those aches and pains and those toxic things are like leaving my body. I mean, my hands and my elbows and just my shoulders and everything hurt so much from constantly being at that desk and doing all of the work and all of the things and babysitting everybody and correcting things that people were doing wrong in their job and, you know, all these different things. And at the end of the day, the most interaction that I had was with two 27-inch monitors and a keyboard and mouse and my computer. That's what I interacted with. Not people or teams of people, unless you're on a virtual Teams meeting, which again is two 27-inch monitors and a mouse and keyboard. And that's how we're supposed to make a living, by only being paid enough, just enough to keep you broke so that you have to keep going back, because if you leave, you really can't afford life. But if you stay, you can barely afford life. And then, you know, oh, here you get a little bit of paid time off. And, you know, I could never afford to go anywhere. The only reason I was able to even take time off was because I had paid time off, because I'm sorry, but nobody's being paid what they're worth. And my time, I'm 46 years old right now. I'm going to be 47 in December. And my time is something that no amount of money can replace. And if I can do digital and affiliate marketing and have $400, $500, $600 days instead of having to work for 5 days in a row to not even make that amount, like, we were not born just to work and pay bills. And I think that people get so caught up in the, well, if I don't have a job, if I don't work for somebody else, if I don't have a 9-to-5, that nothing is solid, nothing is concrete, nothing is consistent. Well, who's showing up every day to do that job? Who is that employer counting on to show up every day to do that job? You. So why can't you step out of whatever box that you've been put in and told that this is the way that things have to go? Why can't you step out of that box and count on yourself? I mean, you're the one that's showing up every day. You're the one that's doing the work. You're the one that's relied on. You're just the one that's not being fairly compensated. So Was it a shock? No. There were a few conversations that led up to this happening, but I am at a time and a point in my life that I am not willing to put myself in any uncomfortable situations. I'm not willing to sit at any tables or sit in any rooms with people that don't value me 100% because I know my worth. And if I'm the only one that values me and my time and my voice, then so be it. But at the end of the day, who am I looking at in the mirror? Not any of those other people, me. I have to be true to me. I have to love me. I have to believe in me. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So I know that this was a long video with a little bit of vague information, but if you're interested in getting started in digital and affiliate marketing and you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired and just exhausted and working for wages that are not getting you any farther ahead in life, let's have a conversation. Why not get a little bit of information, let it marinate in your brain, think about things, ask some questions, do a little bit of research, and really count on yourself because you're the one that makes things happen. And at the end of the day, it's you. It's not anybody else. Nobody else is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save me. And as soon as you realize that, the sooner that you realize that, the easier it is to move forward with your life and create the life that's been waiting for you. Because any life that you can think of, that you can dream of, is you're capable of achieving it. You just have to get yourself to that side. And is it going to take work? Yes. Is it going to take some time? Yes. But once you're there, you're there. So like, how long do you want to live your dream life? How long do you want to wait to live your dream life? I'm done waiting. And if you're done waiting, I'm here. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't stress about the small things and believe in yourself. That's what I'm doing. Talk soon.
Yesterday I went to work thinking it was a normal day at work, right? And today I don't have a job. And it all happened in less than 24 hours. I worked for Sprinkles Cupcakes for the last 10 years. 10 years of showing up. 10 years of showing up in the holiday times. 10 years of believing what this company stood for. I wasn't fired for my performance. I wasn't fired because I was written up many times or anything like that. I was laid off with every other employee because the company shut down. What's crazy to me is that we were just given a 24-hour notice. No time to prepare. No time to get ready. No time to have extra savings. No warning at all. We went to work thinking it was just a normal day, and by the time I was wrapping up my shift, they just let me know, hey, things are about to switch on you and every other employee that works with you. At the same time, that's the part that hurts the most. We were working through the holiday season, Christmas, New Year's Eve, and everything, right? Like if it was all normal, the busiest time of the year. So it kind of hurts because it makes you feel like you were just used and dumped right when the season ended. So yes, it kind of does hurt. It makes you feel like you were used during the holiday season just to keep the profits moving, just to make sure that, you know, we get the orders out that were already placed. And at the end, it's just, hey, time to wrap it up, guys. Go look for a new job. The fact that they had us working, knowing that this was already coming from the corporate, but they just, like if nothing was happening, right? Just show up to work, guys. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. The fact that nobody said, guys, prepare yourself. Something's about to switch here. Sales are going down. Something, right? Just a little warning would have been friendly. For years, I believed in the culture. Fierce culture. Fierce meant caring, being loyal, providing great results with a passion, giving it your all, even when it was backbreaking. Just like that, in less than 24 hours, people lost their income, their health insurance, sense of security, right on New Year's Eve, right when the rent is due, right when families are stretched thin. It isn't about me, guys, and it isn't about cupcakes. It's about how easy an employer could just get rid of their employees without giving them a notice, without just thinking to themselves, maybe we should let them know so they could be prepared. Maybe they got kids, family, and people in need. Like if we're just disposable. That just like that, 10 years could be erased overnight. So I'm not here to attack anyone. In fact, I'm grateful for all the years. But I just want to know, when did it become acceptable to treat your employees like this and not give them a fair warning to get prepared for what's coming? Have you ever been laid off during the holiday times? You are not alone. If you're watching this right now, I would love for you to share it, comment, and spread awareness, guys. It's the only leverage workers have.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but if you're graduating college in 2026, there will be no job waiting for you. I'm sorry, but it's just the sad truth.
I have been unemployed since August 21st of this year. It is December 8th, and I still don't have a fucking job. I had 2 interviews that I actually got no response from. By that, I mean, basically, I had an interview with this temp agency guy for another position that I had to reschedule. We talked over the phone, right? But he wanted to do a face-to-face interview just to kind of get to know me. It was just one of those. So he could kind of get me some better positions, know what I'm looking for. I emailed that guy to reschedule. Never heard back. And this wouldn't be the first time that I've gotten no response from a temp agency. So honestly, like it wasn't too surprising. And then the week prior, I had an actual interview with a company, and it was for 10 o'clock. I waited, and they never called me. I called them, and I didn't get a response. I left a voicemail, didn't get a response. So yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing wrong here. Feel like I've been doing all the right things. Every time you apply for the job and you wait to hear back. I haven't heard back from anyone. What do you do when you're not hearing back? What do you do? Do you pivot? Maybe try something different? But if what you want to try isn't close in the realm of what you've already done, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to pick you because they want people with experience in that field. It's hard to pivot when people won't let you fucking pivot. Moral of the story is the job market sucks. Unemployment rates have to be high. And if they're saying they're not, they're lying. I don't really know what to do. I mean, I know it's December as well. So maybe just wait till January and hope for the best. I guess while I wait, I will just continue to make my makeup content and be a stay-at-home mom.
Let me let y'all in on a little secret, okay? Right now, I am not able to do hair. I have limited mobility in my left arm, so I cannot provide any quality services, okay? I don't have a backup plan right now that I can just immediately start a new job tomorrow. So I am applying to jobs, and I am having to go back to corporate America, okay? But in the meantime, in between time, just know, I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do. Yes, I can go get another job in the nightlife and possibly have another job in the nightlife by this weekend. But as somebody who has been an entrepreneur, who has been a hairstylist for over a decade, y'all, I'm trying to figure some shit out, and I'm trying to keep it transparent and honest with you guys because a lot of people don't be wanting to tell y'all this is the ugly side of being a business owner and the ugly side of being a hairstylist. Let me go into detail. So I started out having issues with my hand, carpal tunnel, then my hip. Keep in mind, this is all happening in my late 20s. Then it was my shoulder. Now it's my left shoulder and my left arm, and I can't even lift it over my head. Yes, I can move my hand. All of this is happening, and I'm only 30 years old. I am too old for this stuff to be, too young for this stuff to be happening to me. Like, what is really going on? So with me also being an actor, I have to protect my body. I have to protect my asset. So that means that I do have to step away from hair for a little while. So that means that I'm not begging for money. I'm not asking for a handout. I'm just being real transparent. I'm a very creative person, so I come up with shit all the time. Very intelligent person, so I know I can get me a job. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. However, right now, my immediate thing is to do content. So I'm about to be dumping this content out like 30 posts a day. You hear me? So if y'all see my content, interact with it, share it, stay for at least a minute or two if it's a long form video. I'm about to try to get back on YouTube. Content is about to be my source of income until I can get another source of income. And I'm not on here trying to act like something I'm not and be fake because it'd be too many people faking. No, hair was my main source of income. And I was making good ass money, talking 6 figures on some years. doing hair. But this year really showed me that it's time to pivot because my income was cut in half this year. Yeah, the economy, clients didn't have the money, but now my body is acting up to where I can't even do hair anyway. So it's like, Portia, what are you about to do? What are you about to do? You need to figure something else out. I was going back to school to get my psychology degree. I actually was starting to go, I was going to go back to school for cosmetology starting on my birthday, January 5th. All of this has changed. Everything has changed. All the plans that I had for 2026 for my life is now changed. Not spiraling because it's like, come what may, God has a bigger plan for me. That's like somebody getting laid off from their job. You know what I'm saying? What do you do when you get laid off from your job? Yeah, you can go file unemployment. Yeah, you might get a severance pay. Yeah, you might get pivot. But right there in that very moment, you can't do anything but sit in it. So that is what I'm doing. I'm sitting in it. I just got laid off from my damn job. The end. Watch the content and engage. I ain't asking for your money.
It's my fault for posting on here, and I get so angry about this layoff. I'm like, I work at a call center. I'm taking a $15 pay cut just to be able to work from home, and I apply everywhere to do everything. I just worked night shift at Walmart, and then I got this job, and I was like, oh, that's better than night shift at Walmart. Let me take that job. I'll take any job that comes my way that I can accept. I apply for a wide range of things because I was in quality assurance, and this guy was in my comments being like, you guys just want a certain position. I would like to work in quality fucking assurance again. That's what I've done for years. I would want the same kind of fucking job. That just makes sense. That I want a tech job. I worked in tech. I want another tech job. But that's not a reality anymore. And I get it. And I'm pivoting. And that's what I'm doing. And so many people get in the comments just being so just, there's no better word for it than stupid. So many of you are so damn stupid and ignorant, and that's not what's going on here. I'm working my ass off, and that's not cutting it. You can hear the echo in my home, because I'm surely going to lose my fucking home. I'll lose my car. So many people are like, this layoff is like completely fucking people's lives. It's not just like, I don't want to accept a job. I can't get a fucking job. Thank you, bitch.
I just got let go from my job as part of organizational shifts and return to office. As you guys know, I have been a remote employee for the past 5 years, really since the beginning of the pandemic. And I'm crying because, not because I'm sad that I got let go. Obviously, the instability of losing an income always sucks. What sucks most about being let go is somebody taking control out of your hands. I always preach internally and here at home that we have got to be the people in the driving seat of our futures, of our careers. And when a company takes that control out of your hands, it sucks because all of a sudden the plan that you had, the roadmap that you were on board for is gone. Now you've got to start over. And this is why you've always got to have a plan B, a plan C, and most importantly, an emergency fund. I am incredibly upset and frustrated. There have been several shifts in the company in this last couple of months that I just knew the writing was on the wall and I knew my time was coming. But the fact that we have an emergency fund, because ultimately that is what matters at the end of the day, is that we have money to pay our mortgage, to pay for our daycare. We have that as a fallback, and I can take time, maybe a week, to just collect my thoughts and put together a strategy for job hunting. Always be prepared for the unexpected, because ultimately companies will always put themselves first. And as much as you want to believe that you're part of the family, you like the people you work with, it's a business transaction. It's a business contract, and you've got to handle it as such. But please know that you are more than your job. You are more than what you do. Have a plan, have an emergency fund. Do not spend more than you need to. Live below your means. We are in strange times. That isn't beside me losing the job, just general messaging. Protect yourselves, treat yourself as a business, and always be looking for better opportunities because companies would do the same, and they are.
So I just found out that my position is being eliminated. I know I'm on the same boat with a lot of people, so I'm just trying to process this information and just trying to focus on like the things that I can control. So yeah, I think I'm just going to kind of document my journey into figuring out what's next. If you have been in this similar situation or are in this similar situation. You guys are documenting your journeys. I love to follow along with you. So, yeah.
If I'm laid off next week, I think the thing that will bug me the most is that the fact that I have spent the last 2.5, 3 months onboarding a new job, and the first few months in a new job is usually the most difficult one, right? You have to get to know new people, new processes, new product details, and I spent a lot of efforts making sure that 2026 will be a good year, successful year, setting up many campaigns. And if next Tuesday, if I'm laid off, it will mean nothing. And it means I will have to find another job and start over the process of the first 90 days on a job again. So that is super annoying.